Hey, welcome to another crafting and DIY with Nora. Let me show you this little cute thing that took me a whole day just to do a flower arrangement. This I bought from Dollar Tree. As you can see, it's painted in the back because I had started a project. I sanded the pink because of the gloss. It gives me a hard time for the paint to stick. The yellow, the backing of it is already painted, so the paint wouldn't give me any problems, just the pink part. I glued it together because it's been in the bin for such a long time, it's bended all over the place. And again, the reason for the sanding is because you want the paint to haze. When you have gloss like that, believe me, it takes a long time. So I gave it a coat, 2 coats of green. Let me tell you why. I'm going to add Spanish moss to it. And just in case I miss a spot, you can't tell. Now, if I add the moss, the Spanish moss onto those 2 colors and leave them like that, any little thing will show through. And I didn't want that. You see, there you go. You see, it took. I didn't paint it perfect because it'll need to be perfect. And I did a couple of errors here, and I'll let you know as I go. This is my spot. I'm thinking I'm just gonna brush it, the Mod Podge, on the rabbit and add the Spanish moss. Me thinking, you know, but you'll see as I add on the glue and start smashing in or pressing in the Spanish moss, it was like, no, no. And I was getting frustrated. I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong here? There you go. So I took the hot glue gun. I cut those Spanish moss up and started gluing them. That took me a whole hour to do. Just adding that to the rabbit. So the whole thing, there you go. I mean, I was tired. This little piece right here, it gave me my worth. And I'm still not sure what I'm going to do for underneath. Here I'm arranging about 4 pieces of flowers. Okay, that's because I jumped the gun. I usually leave that for the last. But I said, oh, let me just put them together and zip tie them. That's one less thing. I have a styrofoam. You see how it turned out pretty. That too takes me a whole time just to make sure that they look correct. So I took this styrofoam, I cut it, I shaped it, I glued it on. I had a lot of glue because if you know that once that heat hits that styrofoam, it's melting the hell out of it. So here I go arranging the flowers under styrofoam. Wrong. I took it apart and just inserting them in the styrofoam. It looked too bulky when I was doing it the way I did it, and there wouldn't have been enough to cover the whole styrofoam. So what I'm going to do now, there you go. And it's pretty. So I'm just adding a couple of flowers in just to cover some of the empty spots. I had a candle stand. At first coat, I did a pink. But then I changed my mind. I did a seaweed green, and I couldn't even coat it completely because I only had a little bit, and I was stretching it. I was really stretching, and I'm still arranging little parts in there. those the Dollar Tree from the $5 section. So here I go painting the stand, the candle stand pink. I didn't like the way it looked. It was not going with, and if I had enough Spanish moss, I would have added moss to it. I still got time to add on to it, but it wasn't giving me what I was looking for. It was definitely, it's not the pink is pretty, but definitely not for this piece right here. It's standing like a sore thumb. I got this green ribbon. Now I want to define some of the pieces on it because it is a fat rabbit. So I put a little thing on the collar, on the neck part, a ribbon. And I did keep one of the flowers arrangements that I did, the smallest one. That one. And I did 2 bows. Why I did 2 bows? I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I added it onto the flower. And it made it look too bulky. But the picture does not do any justice how pretty and beautiful this piece turned out. Let me tell you something. If you're watching this channel for the first time, press that subscribe button. You see, 2 of them, and always got to be extra. I don't know why. I say the more the merrier. As long as it is coordinated. It took me a whole day just for the arrangement of the flower, and then taking them off, and then adding this Spanish moss on this wrap. Oh my God. I was over it. I was so over it. I was tired. But look how pretty that piece looked. And look how nice. So what I did, I also had nautical rope or nautical ribbon. And I ended up putting 2 bows on the rabbit ears. And I cut another piece of the green ribbon to see if I could add it into the flower, but it would have been too much. It would have looked too busy. So I'm going to paint some of those some of those Easter eggs I have there. I bought those from Dollar Tree from the 5+ section. So I did pink in this particular color right here, and I did dots on them. Just added on some dots just to put them, just to make it look like it's an Easter piece. It does look like an Easter piece because it has the Easter rabbits, but the ears and all that. But I just needed that, and I wanted to add some Mod Podge on them, but that would have been too much. Not Mod Podge, the Spanish moss. Moss. And here I am just decorating these Easter eggs. I didn't want to keep them the color they were. It would have been like a little too much. And I should have painted one black. I'll probably add a black to it because I said I need a little piece. There you go, the little ribbons on the ears. And look how stinking cute. I feel like putting this one on my dining table. It's really cute. The pictures doesn't do any justice to how beautiful this turned out. I still smell the moss on my hand. And again, if you're watching this channel for the first time, make sure to subscribe. Until our next DIY project.